And let's go. Very nice. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Let's get going with English reading. And this is what is I'm going to read out from, and it is this Unit 6, our neighbors, and it is all about Nepal, the land of the Everest. Let's delve into it. Nepal, the land of Everest. Known as the land of the Everest, Nepal is one of the most charming countries in Asia. The Kingdom of Nepal is a small land of sublime beauty. It has some of the world's best and very important temples. It's a country that is rich in scenic beauty and cultural heritage. Nepal lies between India and the Tibetan part of China. This small country has an area of 1,47,181 square kilometers. Southern Nepal is tropical lowland known as the Terai Plains. This part of Nepal has hot summers and warm winters. Here the temperatures reach up to 40 degrees centigrade Celsius or in April and May, and monsoon rains drench this region from June to September. The central headlands, including the Kathmandu and the Pokhara valleys, have a temperate climate and are also influenced by the monsoon. North of that is the slope of the main section of the Himalayan range. This part of Nepal has some of the highest peaks of the world, including Everest. Nepal is home to nearly 29,000 people. Okay. The population is primarily rural. Kathmandu, the capital city, has less than 1 million inhabitants. Nepal's democratic features are complicated not only by dozens of ethnic groups but by different castes. In total, there are 103 castes and ethnic groups living in this small country. The two largest of such groups are known as Kshatriya and Bahun. Others include Magar, Taru, Tamang, newer and newer Muslim, Gurung and Damai. About 48% of the people speak Nepali. Among other languages spoken are about 48% of the people speak Nepali. Among other languages spoken are Maithili, Bhojpuri, Taru and Tamang. Nepal is the holy land of Lord Pashupatinath and Gautam Buddha, where the Hindus and Buddhists have lived together in harmony for centuries. The temple of Pashupatinath is the most sacred Hindu shrine and one of the most important sites in the world for Shiva worshippers. Lord Buddha, the light of Asia, was born in Lumbini in Nepal's southern plains, which makes this a sacred pilgrimage destination for the Buddhists as well. In fact, many Nepalese combine Hindu and Buddhist practices. Many temples and shrines are shared between the two faiths, and some deities are worshipped by both Hindus and Buddhists. Because I need some wind to blow. Beautiful. Let's go ahead. The Kathmandu Valley is the richest cultural heritage center of Nepal. The three ancient sites of the valley, Pathan, Kathmandu and Bhaktapur, represent an epitome of harmony in urban design, elegant architecture and refined culture. These cities are famous for religious monuments unequaled in the world. The 7 monument zones situated within the valley have been named as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. Many festivals add dazzling color to Nepal's vibrant culture which are celebrated throughout the year. The sign or Dussehra is celebrated nationwide in October. This is the most important of all Nepali celebrations and includes the biggest animal sacrifice of the year. Tihar is celebrated in November. Other festivals include the Holi and Chaitra Daishan. Some Hindu festivals are the Horibudini Ekadashi, Mahashivaratri, and the Krishna Jayanti. There are Buddhist celebrations too, and those include Manirimt, Buddha Jayanti, and Losar, which marks the Tibetan New Year. Sri Lanka, the inhabitant of Kushal Mendis, Aka Kushal Mendis, important Mendis, the pearl of the Indian Ocean. Look at the picture. Okay, look at the picture. Sri Lanka. Anyone visiting Sri Lanka may often hear the word Ayuvan. What does it mean? It means this what means may you have the gift of long life. May you have the gift of long life. দীর্ঘজীবী হও জীবনে দীর্ঘজীবী হও. It is this traditional greeting that everyone is welcome to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is variously known as Shirindip, Ceylon, Teardrop of India, Pearl of the Indian Ocean, etc. These names reveal the richness and beauty of this island nation. Many travelers, from ancient mariners and merchants to present-day tourists, have been attracted by the beauty of this island. Sri Lanka is located in the Indian Ocean just off the southeastern coast of the India, shaped like a teardrop. The island of Sri Lanka measures about 415 kilometers from north to south and about 220 kilometers from east to west, with a total land area of about 65,600 square kilometers. It has more than 1,340 kilometers of coastline. Despite its modest size, Sri Lanka has a population of about 20 million. Sri Lanka is a multi-religious, multiracial, and multilingual country. The four major ethnic groups are the Sinhalese, Sri Lankan Tamils, Indian Tamils, and Sri Lankan Moors or Muslims. Yes. A fifth group, the Badas, are the original inhabitants of the island, the ancient inhabitants of the island. The ancient history of Sri Lanka is depicted in the Hindu epic, the Ramayana, and in the Mahabhamsha, or the Great Chronicle. Sri Lanka's economy has traditionally been based on agriculture. The emphasis is on exporting crops such as tea, rubber, and coconuts. In fact, Sri Lanka is the largest tea exporter of the world. The country is also a major producer and supplier of a variety of spices such as cinnamon, cardamom, pepper, cloves, and nutmeg. Cinnamon first originated in Sri Lanka and was introduced later to the world by the Arab merchants. Sri Lanka's archaeological treasures Sri Lanka's archaeological treasures may be compared to other civilizations of the past, like the Golden Age of Greece, the Roman Empire, and the Mayan civilization. Citadels. The culture has been introduced by the Western colonizers and Eastern traders that resulted in developing a unique mix of races and religions, arts and crafts, festivals and costumes in this small country. Besides the man-made riches, one may find the God-given blessings of nature in Sri Lanka. The island is circled by azure seas and is blessed with sandy beaches, green hills, cascading waterfalls, abundant wildlife, and a variety of flowers and fruits. The country abounds with coconut groves, spice gardens, tea estates, and many other gardens and woods. Travelers from all over the world come to Sri Lanka. Here, a weary traveler can pass a relaxing day by a palm-shaded lagoon looking at the endless ocean. And for the endeavors, days can be full of excitement, snorkeling, swimming, fishing, or sailing. Anuradhapura is one of the ancient capitals of Sri Lanka. The old city is today surrounded by monasteries covering an area of over 16 square miles. The city is also significant in Hindu legend as the capital of King Ravana. Bundala National Park. Bundala National Park is one of Sri Lanka's leading destinations for bird watchers. The park is also home to large populations of elephants, crocodiles, turtles, and leopards. Hikkaduwa coral reef and sandy beaches. Hikkaduwa is a little town on the south coast of Sri Lanka. It is well known for its beach and corals. It is principally a tourist destination and serves as a great beach with options to surf, snorkel, and enjoy the sun. Dambola. How are you doing? Dambola. Major attractions of this city include the biggest and greatest ported Cape Temple complex of Sri Lanka. It is also famous for the Rangiri Dambola Global Stadium, which was built in just 167 days. The city also boasts of the biggest rose quartz mountain range in South Asia and the ironwood forest, the Maldives. Let's check is anyone there or not. Okay, one person has just joined me. Thanks for joining me for the first time. I have thanked someone. The Maldives. Have you ever visited any island or seen any island on TV? Have you ever heard of a coral island? Is there any coral island in Bangladesh? Bangladesh, yes. What do you know about the Maldives? The Republic of Maldives is an island country in the Indian Ocean. It has 1,199 islands that are clustered into 26 major atolls. An atoll is a ring-shaped coral reef or a string of closely spaced coral islands. The natural coral reefs of the Maldives are surrounded by the sea all around and stand out as a pearl in the Indian Ocean. The Maldives is the eighth smallest country in the world with an area of only 300 square kilometers. It is the smallest Asian country in terms of population and size. আকার এবং আয়তন এবং জনসংখ্যায় এশিয়ার সবচেয়ে ছোট দেশ হচ্ছে মালদ্বীপ. People have been living on the islands of the Maldives for nearly 3,000 years. They set sail from different parts of the world: Asia, Arabia, Europe, and America to come to these islands. The earliest settlers of the Maldives were probably from southern India and Sri Lanka, who came to these islands in 4th and 5th centuries BC, before Christ. Christopurbo. In the 12th century AD, okay, Christabdo, Sailors from East Africa and Arab countries came to the Maldives. As a result, the Maldivians, who were originally Buddhist, were converted to Sunni Muslim in the mid 12th century. In 1344, Ibn Battuta, a famous Arab historian and scholar, traveled around the Maldives. Ibn Battuta, 1344 সালে. In the 16th century, the Portuguese conquered the Maldives and ruled the country for 15 years. Although governed as an independent Islamic sultanate for most of its history from 1153 to 1968, the Maldives was a British colony from 1887 to 1965. Following independence from Britain in 1965, the Sultanate continued to operate for another 3 years. On November 11, 1960, the Sultanate was abolished and replaced by a republic, and the country assumed its present name. The Maldives is famous as a tourist destination because of its pleasant weather, heavenly beaches and lagoons, luxurious holiday resorts, and peace-loving people. The Maldives was ranked as the best country for beautiful beaches and facilities for recreation in 2008. The Maldives is well known for being the lowest country in the world. Unfortunately, this small country with idyllic natural beauty is under threat from rising sea levels due to global warming. Most of the country is just 1.5 meters above sea level with the highest point of 2.3 meters. আমার স্যার বলতেন ইডিলিক, বড় হয়ে আমি জানতে পারলাম এটা আইডিলিক. Most of the country is just 1.5 meters above sea level with the highest point of 2.3 meters. Many predictions have been made with respect to Maldives being swept away by the rising water level in the Indian Ocean. When the power tsunami of 2004 hit the island nation, many of the island's dry parts were flooded by the seawater. The government of the Maldives has begun to purchase land from nearby countries for resettling its people in case the islands go underwater. In order to highlight the threats of global warming to its low-lying islands, the government of Maldives held a cabinet meeting underwater in 2009. That was the first ever underwater cabinet meeting in the world. The meeting took place about 5 meters underwater in a blue-green lagoon on a small island. While underwater, the cabinet signed a document calling on all nations to cut their carbon emissions. India unity in diversity. Unity in diversity. Let's go. Listen 4. Unity in diversity. বৈচিত্র্যের মধ্যে একতা. Read the following text and complete the activities in section C and D. India is our closest neighbor. It is the largest among South Asian countries. In fact, India is the 7th largest country in the world with an area of 3,287,590 square kilometers. India is bounded by the Indian Ocean on the south, the Arabian Sea on the west, the Bay of Bengal on the east. It is bordered by Pakistan to the west, China, Nepal and Bhutan to the north, and Bangladesh and Myanmar to the east. India is the world's second most populous country after China. That means China is the world's most populous country, and second is India. Its population is around 1.5 billion. New Delhi is the capital of India and about 13 million people live in the city. India is an island of ancient civilization. The social, economic, and cultural diversity of this vast country is the result of invasions by different races in the process of history. Indian history begins with the birth of the Indus Valley civilization and the coming of the Aryans. During this period, Aryan culture flourished in this part of the world. The 5th century saw the unification of India under Ashoka, and it is in his time that Buddhism spread in many parts of Asia. The 8th century In the 8th century, Islam came to India for the first time, and by the 11th century, it has firmly established itself. In 1206, Qutbuddin Aibak founded the Delhi Sultanate. This was Delhi Sultanate in English. This was finally succeeded by the Mughal Empire in 1526, under which India once again achieved a large measure of political unity. Wow, দুইটা মানুষ আমাকে এখনো পর্যন্ত দেখছে. Thank you so much for watching, and you can let me know who you are and where you are watching from. আপনারা কে আমাকে একটু জানাতে পারেন. Anyways, it was in the 17th century that the Europeans came to India, means 1600 সালে. This coincided with the disintegration of the Mughal Empire, paving the way for supremacy of the English, the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese, who were vying with each other to gain control of India. The English emerged as the victors. In 1774, Warren Hastings was appointed the first Governor General of India by the East India Company. In 1876, Queen Victoria was given the title Empress of India by the British Parliament, and India came under British rule. The British ruled India for nearly 200 years, and exactly 190 years, 190 বছর ধরে ইন্ডিয়া আমাদেরকে শাসন করে পুরো ভারতবর্ষকে 1757 থেকে 1947 পর্যন্ত. This period was marked by India's struggle for independence. ওই 190 বছর এটা ছিল ইন্ডিয়ার স্বাধীনতার জন্য সংগ্রাম হিসেবে এটা বিবেচনা করা হয়. Through a series of heroic and patriotic movements to restore freedom, India got its independence in 1947, যেটার কথা বলছিলাম, 1947 সালে স্বাধীনতা অর্জন করে। দ্য কালচার অফ ইন্ডিয়া ইজ ওয়ান অফ দ্য ওল্ডেস্ট অ্যান্ড দ্য মোস্ট ইউনিক ইন দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড। বাট বিফোর দ্যাট, এটা আমি আবার বলবো, এটা কালচার, ইন্ডিয়ার যে সাংস্কৃতিক বৈচিত্র্য, ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট অ্যান্ড ভেরি সিগনিফিক্যান্ট। হ্যাঁ, তো 1757 নবাব সিরাজউদ্দৌলার পতনের মধ্য দিয়েই ব্রিটিশরা ভারতবর্ষের নিয়ন্ত্রণ নিয়ে নেয়। পতন, ওদের উত্থান। একইভাবে 1947 সালে ব্রিটিশদের পতন হয় এবং ভারতবর্ষের স্বাধীনতা সূচিত হয়। The culture of India is one of the oldest and most unique in the world. There is amazing cultural diversity throughout the country. The south, the north, the northeast have their own distinct cultures, and almost every state has carved out its own culture distinction. স্বতন্ত্র, নিজস্ব। There is hardly any culture in the world that is as varied and as unique as India. There are 17 major languages and 844 dialects, upabhasha, used by the people of India. India is a tourist's delight. The Taj Mahal, the Fatehpur Sikri, the Qutub Minar, the Red Fort are a few of the many wonders which attract people all over the world. Kashmir has been described as a paradise on earth. The country of mountains, valleys, deserts, rivers, and lakes offer the richness of a mini world within a single country. The Nilgiri Mountains, hill stations like Oti and Darjeeling, and the temples of South India, Ajanta and Ellora cave, the places one can explore. In India, Bhutan, the land of happiness. And let me know what I'm doing. I'm reading out from this book, English for Today, classes 9 and 10, and equivalent Dakil as well. So you can improve your reading skill from me, with me, listening to me, being with me. Let's go. The land of happiness. Read the following text and answer the questions. Bhutan is called the jewel of the eastern Himalayas. This small landlocked country is located along the southern slopes of the Himalayan range, bounded by Tibet in the north and India from the other sides. The official name of Bhutan is Drukgyal, which means land of the thunder dragon. It earned this name because of the fierce storms that often roll in from the Himalayas. The country has an area of 38,394 square kilometers and a population of 716,896. Since it is cut off from the rest of the world by the Great Himalayas, a unique culture and tradition based on gentle Buddhist beliefs have evolved there over time. Bhutanese men wear go, a knee-length robe, and women wear kira, sheet-like cloth piece. It is called kira. এই যে হাঁটু পর্যন্ত এটাকে বলা হয় ঘো। Bhutanese houses are built from mud and stone with wooden shingle roof. The Bhutanese never use iron nails in their buildings. Usually the Bhutanese build each other's houses by exchanging labor within the community. Different festivals are celebrated all year round in Bhutan. Colorful masks are used in the festivals. which reflect the rich Bhutanese culture. Dances are performed by the Buddhist monks to protect the valleys and ward of evil spirits. Mm, evil spirits. The main religious festival is called uh, Chekas of Lord Buddha are enacted through mass dances for 3 to 5 days in the courtyard of the monasteries. People attend these events in their best clothes, carrying picnic baskets. Another mass festival is called Lozer. It is celebrated on Lunar New Year. People cook special dishes and wear new clothes. It is a time for family get together. Men play archery or darts while women sing and dance. কি বলছে একটু দেখে নি না ওয়াও I am Tamim, thank you. I miss you. I appreciate you. Yes. How are you, Tamim? আমি তোমার কথা গতকালও ভাবছিলাম মনে হয়। স্যার আমি বাসায় মানে যেখানে থাকি আর কি, শহরে। তুমি কোথায়? তোমরা কি এসেছো? আমি এসেছি সেই কবে, গত সোমবার। আজকে কি বার? আজকে সোমবার। হ্যাঁ, 8 দিন হলো বরাবর। Pure mountain air, crystal blue skies, and pristine vegetation cover have made this small country an ideal destination for the environment lovers. The ecosystem of this small nation supports the existence of rich flora and fauna which are protected by strict laws. Anyone found guilty of killing even a black-necked crane could be sentenced to life in prison. Wow! একটা কালো বককে যে মারবে, এই অপরাধে যে অপরাধী হবে তাকে পর্যন্ত কারাগারে মৃত্যুদণ্ড দেওয়া হবে। ভুটানিসরা দেখো, how caring they are. The government of Bhutan has taken a number of steps to protect its biodiversity. Bhutan is the first country in the world with specific constitutional obligations on its people to protect the environment. According to the constitution, at least 60% of the country must remain under the forest cover at all times. Efforts are also taken to protect the nation against the intrusion of foreign cultures and values. The first foreign tourists were allowed into Bhutan in 1947. Now tourism is encouraged but is controlled and limited to about 6,000 visitors a year. Bhutan is one of the last countries in the world to introduce television and internet to its people. অর্থাৎ সবচেয়ে শেষে হচ্ছে ভুটানে তাদের সরকার টেলিভিশন এবং ইন্টারনেটের অ্যাক্সেস দিয়েছে তার জনগণকে। The government lifted a ban on TV and the internet only in 1999. 1999 সালেই তাদের দেশ থেকে যে টিভি এবং ইন্টারনেটের উপর যে নিষেধাজ্ঞা দিয়েছিল, ব্যান করেছিল, ওই ব্যানটা তুলে নেয়। The Bhutanese government has made it mandatory for all Bhutanese to wear only their national dress in public. Finally, the most interesting fact about Bhutan is that they are the only country that measures success is gross national happiness rather than gross national product. In 2006, Business Week rated Bhutan as the happiest country in Asia and the 8th happiest country in the world. And এটা আমাকে ইউনিট 6 শেষ করিয়েছে। স্যার উইল ইউ কাম টুডে? নো, আই অন দ্য বাস। মানে তুমি আসছো? ওয়াও, ইউ আর ডুইং হার্ড ওয়ার্ক ফর মি তুমি। এনিওয়েজ, আসো এসে রেস্ট করুন, ঠিক আছে? তার মানে তুমি আজকে আসছো, এতদিন পরে আসছো বাড়ি থেকে? এতদিন কি করছো? Will you come today, sir? Will you come today? যেতে পারি যদি তোমাদের প্রয়োজন হয় আর কি, ঠিক আছে? Will you come today, sir? I'm imitating your sentence. It's correct and nice sentence. Will you come today, sir? Are you coming today, sir? Are you coming this evening? আপনি কি আজ সন্ধ্যায় আসছেন? যাওয়া যায়, তামিম যাওয়া যায়, তোমরা নিশ্চিত করো না সবাই একমত কিনা। People who stand out. Joinal Abidin, the great artist. Do you know this person? Why is he famous? Can you name some of his world famous sketches? Joinal Abidin. Okay, and by the way, it's nice talking to you. It's absolute pleasure that I have got you on live. I've got you live. Anyway, আর কিছু বলেছে কিনা দেখি কেমন। এখন কথা হচ্ছে আমি আজকেও যেতে পারি, আমি আজকে আমার টিউশন আরেকটা নেই, তাহলে আজকে যাই মাগরিবের পরে, যদি তোমরা একমত থাকো, ঠিক আছে? আজকে থেকে আমরা ইংলিশ সেকেন্ড পেপার শুরু করবো আর কি। এনিওয়েজ, আমাকে নিশ্চিত হয়ে বলতে পারো, 4টার মধ্যে জানালে হবে, ঠিক আছে? Joinal Abidin, 29 December 1914, 28 May 1976, was a Bangladeshi painter. He had an extraordinary talent and was internationally recognized for his paintings. He became well known in 1944 through his series of paintings on the Great Man-Made Famine in Bengal during British colonial rule. He played a vital role in the art movement in Bangladesh and was the founding principal of Government Institute of Arts, now Faculty of Fine Arts at University of Dhaka. His paintings on Bengal famine are considered as his most characteristic works. His homeland honored him with the title Shilpacharya, or the great teacher of arts, for his artistic and visionary qualities. He was a pioneer of the modern art movement and was rightly considered as the founding father of Bangladeshi modern arts. Abidin was born in Kishorganj on 29 December 1914. He spent most of his childhood near the scenic banks of Brahmaputra River. The river and the open nature inspired him from his early life. The Brahmaputra later appeared in many of his paintings and remained a great source of inspiration throughout his career. As his tribute to the river Brahmaputra, he drew a series of watercolor paintings in this regard. This helped him earn Governor's Gold Medal in All India exhibition in 1938. This was the first time when he came under spotlight, and this award gave Abidin the confidence to create his own visual style. Abidin got admitted to the Government School of Art in Kolkata, now Government College of Art and Craft, Kolkata, India. Here he learned European academic style for 5 years. Later, he joined the faculty of the same school after his graduation. He was the first Muslim student to obtain first class with distinction from the school. In 1951, Joinal went to London to study at Slade School of Art for 2 years. From the dissatisfaction of Oriental style and the limitations of European academic style, he was attracted to realism after his return from London. He started a new style called Bengali style. Later, he realized the limitations of Bengali style. Therefore, he went back to nature, rural life, and the daily struggle of man to make art that would be realistic but modern in appearance. Struggle, rebel cow, rebel crow, laborer couple, famine sketch. ওকে, তামিম আর কিছু বলেছো কিনা দেখি। Syed, you talk to Syed, come here. I have not got your point. ঠিক আছে, তাহলে আজকে দেখা হচ্ছে আমাদের নেম ইজ জয়নাল আবেদে। মিল মিল। ওকে, ভালো লাগলো তামিম। বিখ্যাত মানুষের এটাকে বলা হয় হচ্ছে তোমার নেম শেক। হ্যাঁ, নেম শেক, একই নামের হওয়া, অর্থাৎ আনিসুর রহমান জিকো, আমি আনিসুর রহমান, তো আমরা হচ্ছে নেম শেক, মিথা, একই নামদারি। তো জয়নাল আবেদিন, and your father's name is Jainal Abidin, and you're doing great in English. My father's name is Jainal Abidin. It's a nice sentence, standard sentence. I appreciate it, and at the same time I have already told that I appreciate you. Yes. Anyways, let's coming back to the point. In 1943, he painted a series of sketches on the man-made famine which had spread throughout Bengal. The famine killed thousands of people. The devastating famine touched his heart. He used Chinese ink and brush and drew sketches of the devastations of the famine on cheap packing paper. The series of those sketches are known as famine sketches. Through those sketches, he drew the helplessness and deprivation of the poor people, their miseries and death without having food. He painted those starving people who were dying by the roadside. These sketches are his most remarkable works, which spread his name and fame around the world as a famous and humanitarian artist. Abidin not only documented the famine but also showed its sinister face through skeletal figures of people fated to die of starvation. Oh, very touching. He depicted the inhuman story with very human emotions. These drawings became iconic images of human sufferings. These sketches helped him to find his way into a realistic approach that focused on human sufferings, struggle and protest. Through a 65-feet scroll, he depicted the mass movement of 1969, and with a 30-feet scroll painting called Monpura, he showed the devastating cyclone of 1970 and the sufferings of the people. He showed the devastating cyclone of 1970 and the sufferings of the people. Through the later sketch, he remembered the people who died in that calamity. গেমে চৌচির হয়ে যাচ্ছে, গেমে বন্যা হয়ে যাচ্ছে। বন্যা হচ্ছে না, কিন্তু বন্যা হচ্ছে বলছি, এটাকে বলা হয় ইন ইংলিশ লিটারেচার ইট ইজ কল্ড এক্সাজারেশন আর হাইপারবোলি। আর গেমের চৌচির হয়ে যাওয়া, এটা ইটস আ বিট আইরনি, উল্টোটা বোঝানো। In 1975, Jainal Abidin set up a folk museum at Sonargaon and a gallery in Moymanshing named Shilpa Church Jainal Abidin Museum. He became actively involved in a movement to preserve the heritage of Bengal and to introduce Bengal art from the roots of Bengali culture. He passed away on 28 May 1976 in Dhaka. Wow, Karen আছে। হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে কে পাঠাইছে আমাকে? Yes. Tawfiq Islam KF 5 May said hi. Hi Tawfiq, how are you doing? Alien, I don't know you. Alien X8X, how are you doing? It's been interesting. Like, how did Joinal Abidin become famous? What were the themes of his famous sketches? Give information regarding his education. How did River Brahmaputra influence his sketches? After the failure of Bengali style, which style did he adopt for his sketches? Why is he called humanitarian artist? বাপ মোবাইলটা আগুন হয়ে যাচ্ছে গরমে, বেশিক্ষণ লাইভ করা ঠিক হবে না, আমার মোবাইলের দিকেও একটু দেখতে হবে। দ্য আর্ট অফ সাইলেন্স, বুঝছো? এই ইউনিটটা পরে লাইভ বন্ধ করে দিয়ে পড়তে হবে। What can you see in the two pictures? Do you think they are different from each other? Why? Culturally rich Bangladesh is the homeland of an artist whose fame took him across the border and honored him with different national and international awards. Have you heard about Parthiprati Mojumdar? He is a master performer of If food is the nutrition for a body, art is the nutrition of soul. To keep the souls alive and fresh, different arts like music, dance, painting have evolved during the ancient time. Humankind has tried to express himself from the very beginning of civilization. Humankind has tried to express himself from the very beginning of civilization. These expressions have taken the forms of art with the touch of his creativity in expressing the untold in silence. The untold. It is an art of depicting a character, mode, idea, or and bodily movements without any utterance. This ancient dramatic entertainment represents the primitive time when people would use signs as a medium of communication. In Bangladesh, the boy named Parthiprati Mojumdar from Patna overwhelmed people with this art. He left people mesmerized by his graceful presentations of art of silence. It was like a new era in theatre art in Bangladesh when Partha came with effort to make people look at their everyday experience but in a new form. He made people reveal meanings for all trivial things of life which they usually would overlook. He used to depict stories of sadness, laughter, different characters, birds, insects, or even animals through his miming. Some of his topics are portrayal of a thief stealing, one-sided love, picking a flower and hurting it, delicate changes in nature, etc. His actions often led audience to their conscience on different issues. He is regarded as the pioneer of miming in Bangladesh. He is the pioneer of miming in Bangladesh. Partha cherished a passion for art from his very childhood. He was born in a very cultural minded family on 18th January in 1954. His photographer father nurtured him as a passionate lover of art. The family resided in a village called Kalachandpara. There used to be a lot of culture programs in Kalachandpara in those days, which had an impeccable influence and Partha's affection for art. Destiny introduced Partha to a mime artist, Mr. Jogesh Datta, in 1966 when he went to live at his aunt's home in Chandirnagar, 30 kilometers away from Kolkata. Partha could foresee his future and got admission in Mr. Datta's mime academy in Kolkata. The major lift of his life was when he presented a solo performance at Bangladesh Shilpakala Academy in 1979. The then French ambassador in Bangladesh, Mr. Loic More, having observed his talent as an audience in that program, offered him a scholarship at France. Partha took all the opportunities to learn from Mr. Etienne de Corox and Mr. Marcel Moreau, both of whom were legendary geniuses of miming at that time in Paris. He was trained in the mime school called École Internationale de Mémodrame de Paris, Marcel Moreau. Gradually, he became a very busy artist performing in Europe and America, and he was highlighted in media too. Later on, this Bangladeshi legendary miming artist received. Later on, this Bangladeshi legendary mime artist received the Molière Award in the year 2009, which is the highest honorable accolade in French theatre. Next year, he was honored with Ekushe Padak for the contributing to Bangladesh. He was also awarded with Chevalier d'Or des Arts at des Lettres, Knight in the Order of Arts and Humanities in 2012 for his contribution all over the world. This great artist is now looking forward to opening an international miming institute in Bangladesh. We hope more Partha Pratim Majumdar comes out from the Dream Institution. Bangladeshi, Bangladesh, okay, Bangladeshi. The beginning. Who is there in the picture? Why is she famous? It was late summer to 26 August 1910. A little girl was born in a rich Catholic merchant's family of Albanian descent in a small town called Skopje, Macedonia. She was the youngest of the three siblings and was named Angus Gonja Bojajio. Who could imagine at the time that this little girl would one day become the mother of humanity, loving and serving the poorest of the poor? Yes, we are talking about none other than Mother Teresa. At the age of 12, she heard a voice from within that urged her to spread the love of Christ. She decided that she would be a missionary. At the age of 18, she left her parental home. She then joined an Irish community of nuns called the Sisters of Loreto, which had missions in India. After a few months of training at the Institute of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Dublin, Mother Teresa came to India. On May 24th, 1931, she took her initial vows as a nun. Nun হিসেবে শপথ নেয় তিনি শপথ নেন From 1931 to 1948, Mother Teresa taught geography and theology at St. Mary's High School in Kolkata, then uh, Kolkata. Don't get me wrong, Calcutta. However, the widespread poverty in Kolkata had a deep impact on Mother Teresa, and in 1948 she received permission from her superiors to leave the convent and devote herself to caring for the poorest of the poor in the slums of Kolkata. Love for humanity. Mother Teresa, moved by the sight of the sick and dying on the streets of Kolkata, she founded a home for the dying destitute and named it Nirmal Hriday, meaning pure heart. She and her fellow nuns brought the dying people of the streets of Kolkata to this home. They were loving, looked after, and cared for. They were loving. They looked up. They were lovingly. They were lovingly looked after and cared for. Okay, since then many men, women and children have been taken from the streets and carried to Nirmal Hriday. These unloved and uncared for people get an opportunity to die in an environment of kindness and love. In their last hours, they get human and divine love and can feel they are also children of God. The missionaries of charity try to find jobs for those who survive and send them to home where where they can live happily for some more years in a caring environment. Regarding commitment to a family, Mother Teresa said, maybe in our own family we have somebody who is feeling lonely, who is feeling sick, who is feeling worried. Are we there? Are you willing to give until it hurts in order to be with our families, or do we put our interest first? We must remember that love begins at home, and we must also remember that future of humanity passes through the family. Mother Teresa's work has been recognized throughout the world, and she received a number of awards. This includes the Pope John, wow, very 23 number all. Pope John the 23rd Peace Prize 1971, the Nehru Prize for Promotion of International Peace and Understanding 1972, the Buljan Prize 1978, the Nobel Peace Prize 1979, and the Bharat Ratna 1980, 1971, 1972, 1978, 1979, সরি 1979 এবং 1980 এক দুই তিন চার পাঁচটা পুরস্কার পায় এক দশকের মধ্যে। ওয়াও, বিউটিফুল, ভেরি বিউটিফুল। Mother Teresa died at the age of 87 on 5th September 1997. The world salutes her for her love and compassion for humanity. She has taught us how to extend our hand towards those who need our love and support, irrespective of creed, caste, and religion. The picture of Mother Teresa draped in a white and blue bordered sari, with a wrinkled face, ever soft eyes, and a saintly smile lives on in our mind. The Wizard of Apple, Stephen Paul Jobs, Steve Jobs. I am feeling a bit tired. My mobile is feeling so hot, so warm. What do you see in the box beside? What does this logo stand for? Which company uses this logo for its products? Do you know the logo of any Bangladeshi product? Do you like it? Why? Or why not? Read about Steve Jobs. Stephen Paul Jobs. Stephen Paul Jobs. 24th February 1955. 5th October 2011. Most popularly known as Steve Jobs, was the co-founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Apple Inc. He was the pioneer of the personal computer revolution. He was famous for his career in the electronic field of computers and consumers. This became possible through the marketing of Apple computers. In 1985, Jobs left Apple after losing a power battle with the board of directors. He then founded Next, a computer platform development company specializing in the higher education and business market. Apple, however, failed to bring up any new operating system during Jobs' absence. Jobs returned to Apple as an advisor and took control of the company as an interim CEO. By 1998, Jobs brought Apple back to Apple, however, failed to bring up any new operating system during Jobs' absence. Jobs returned to Apple as an advisor and took control of the company as an interim CEO. By 1998, Jobs brought Apple back to profitability from the verge of bankruptcy. He supervised the development of iMac, iTunes, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. These devices are so simple and user-friendly that even a child can operate them. He supervised the company's Apple stores, iTunes stores, and Apple stores too. The success of these products and services brought about steady financial returns for several years and pushed Apple to become the world's most valuable publicly traded company in 2011. This triumph is regarded as the greatest turnarounds in the business history. Steve Jobs has been highly acclaimed as a visionary leader. He has changed people's perspective towards the computer and how they use it, consume personal media, and how they communicate with each other. Hence, iBooks, iPhones, iPods, iPads have become extremely popular. Jobs saw and felt the need of Wi-Fi wireless internet connection. Wi-Fi wireless internet connection, wireless fidelity बोले in laptops. It is he who made Wi-Fi standard feature of every laptop and of many other devices worldwide. So Jobs' dream to be anywhere, anytime became a reality. Anywhere, anytime. Jobs also co-founded and served as chief executive of Picture Animation Studios. He became a member of the board of directors the Walt Disney Company in 2006 when Disney acquired Picture. Jobs' childhood. This is going to be the end of this video. It may take 4 minutes. Okay, Tamim, bye. Have a nice journey. তুমি কি আমার হাসি মুখে কারণ হবে, তুমি কি আমার সত্য বলে আবার বারণ হবে, দেব না জল আসতে চোখে কোনোদিনও আর একটি বার দাও যদি চোখ মোছার অধিকার, কে কি বলছে নাকি ইউ টক টু সাইড বলে রে মোবাইল তো ফুল ঝাপসা হয়ে গেছে কেন, এটা তো বুঝতে পারছি না। Okay, let's finish it. Reading Jobs' childhood. স্টিভ জবের শৈশবটা কেমন ছিল দেখা যাক। Read the text and write answers to the questions that follow. A car mechanic, Paul Jobs, and his wife Clara Jobs adopted Steve, who was abandoned at birth. Paul and Clara loved Steve very much. They made him feel that he was chosen and very special. One of his colleagues, Del Yochen, said about Steve, I think his desire for complete control of whatever he makes derives directly from his personality and from the fact that he was abandoned at birth. Jobs' mother taught him how to read and write before he went to the elementary school. So when he went to school, he found out that He knew everything that the teachers were teaching. He got bored and played pranks to keep himself busy. And this continued for the first few years. It was clear from his behavior that he could not accept the other people's authority. He said, I encountered authority of a different kind that I have never encountered before, and I did not like it. I encountered authority of a different kind that I have never encountered before, and I did not like it. A turning point came when he was in grade 4. His teacher, Imogen Hill, watched him very closely for some time and how to handle him and get things done by him. In order to get things done, she used to give him money and food. One day after school, she gave Jobs a workbook with math problems in it. She said, I want you to take it home and do this. She showed a huge lollipop and said, when you are done with it, if you get it mostly right, I'll give you this and $5. Within 2 days, Jobs solved the math problem and returned the book to his teacher. This continued for a couple of months, and Jobs enjoyed learning so much that he did not need any return. Also, he liked his teacher very much and wanted to please her. In Miss Hill's class, Jobs felt he was special. At the end of the fourth grade, Job did very well. It was clear not only to Jobs and his parents, but also to the teachers that Jobs and his parents, but also to the teachers that he was exceptionally intelligent. The school proposed that Jobs should skip 2 classes and go into the seventh grade. This would mean that Jobs would find study challenging and he would be motivated to study. His parents had him skip only 1 grade. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being with me, for watching, for your kind time and for your kind patience, for your patience. Yes, ইউনিট 7 পর্যন্ত শেষ করলাম। মোবাইলে ব্যাকআপ দিলে আমি মোবাইল থাকতো পড়তাম, বাট মোবাইল দেখছি গরম হয়ে যাচ্ছে। এমনিতেও ফেসবুক লাইভ করলে অনেকক্ষণ ধরে মোবাইল গরমই হয়ে যায়। তো this is the end of it, and hope to see you some other time with or in another video or in another live. Hope to see you then. Until then, Allah Hafiz. Take care. Anisur Rahman signing out.